Let's bring in Dr. Ali Fathollah-Nejad. He is an analyst as well as an author of the book Iran 1400 Brief. He joins us now live from Berlin. Ali, good to have you on the show. Once again, what we're seeing in Iran is that the country is in a political upheaval. It's experiencing civil unrest. But if I were to ask you what the difference is this time around, would you say that we're seeing sort of more public support, or the public support for this appears to be much stronger? Is that something that stands out?
This is absolutely true. The social composition of the current uprising in Iran is vaster and wider than in the recent past also, where it was the lower classes who took to the streets in nationwide uprisings over the last few years against the regime. But this time around, we see elements from both the lower and middle classes. We see cross-ethnic solidarity, which also we didn't see this far in the past. And also we see a lot of solidarity from inside the country, from celebrities inside the country. And also, of course, a lot of international attention because of especially women being at the forefront of this movement. So women are at the forefront, the youth is at the forefront, but you see also all kinds of different social groups, the academics joining, students, the student movement is part of it, universities, but also they're much more now, they're going to be in the involvement of the labor movement, announcing several strikes. So the social composition of the present protests are wider.
Ali, tell me this. I mean, you mentioned that the lower class has always been part of this civil uprising. Now it's different, is the middle class is taking part. But let me remind you that on Tuesday night, the daughter of one of the former presidents, Rafsanjani, was also arrested on the basis of inciting riots. I mean, this tells you that it's vertically integrated. I mean, it's not just the lower class and middle class. This could really rock the boat, do you think?
Well, we don't know yet. What we know is that there is tremendous state brutality from the regime against those protests for obvious reasons, because they are regarded as a prime threat to regime stability and survival. And of course, there are also dissident. I mean, Faiza Hashemi has been, voicing stark criticism over the last few years against core tenets of the Islamic Republic. But what we see is definitely pressure from below. We don't see yet any kind of strife from atop, from the elite. And the third aspect to watch is in how far they're going to be international pressure upon Tehran, especially by those countries who have leverage, be it political or economic.
Ali, tell me this. I mean, what do you think the leadership's options are here? I mean, do you ever see the morality police coming out and apologizing, or perhaps the political elite easing the country's strict dress code? I mean, is that an option?
Well, this is very, very, very unlikely because, first of all, the morality police it's not more about the hijab and the morality police. As you know, the protests have now targeted the entire regime. And you cannot think of an Islamic Republic without a morality police, without the hijab. There would be no more Islamic Republic. So this is one of the core tenets and pillars of the Islamic Republic. Hence, we cannot really go for reform. Of course, there are some regime officials who are saying that they're going to reform how the morality police acts on the streets, but this is more appeasement. And because if there was meaningful reform in terms also of putting an end to gender apartheid in the Islamic Republic, this would put an end to the very political system.
Dr. Ali Fathollah.
So there is not much more, room of maneuver here. Unfortunately, what we see here is that the regime has only one option, and the only one option is naked violence.
All right, I do apologize for cutting you off there. Dr. Ali Fathollah-Nejad, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour.